Hi everyone, it's Emilia here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I will be making paper roses, which are very easy to make and really lovely. As you can see, I made quite a lot so far. I've got them in the box because the roses are very stiff. They keep the shape. They made with very special floral paper, and I will talk about it in a second. But these are really hard flowers, very nice and very sturdy. I made this on a demo I had near Manchester last weekend, and the next week I will try to make a video for the flower, which you can make very similar to the rose. It's a bit different technique, but today we'll be making, I'll be making, and I hope you will be making it with me soon, paper rose. These are really cute. I just love them. Very easy to make. You will see in a second. So the paper I'm using is from eCraft. It's the Indian company, which in UK you can buy it in Oyster Paper Craft. I will have all the links to the paper, to the dyes, to the stores underneath my video. I already die-cut the petals, and I am using Lady E Design Flower 001 die. I am using those two sizes. And for one rose I will need 2 smaller layers and 2 bigger layers. Also, to create a leaf on the rose, I'm using the leaves 002, and I will be using this one, the middle size. I've got my hot glue gun here. I've got some ink and water, because the paper reacts to water, as most of the papers. But what is great about that paper, that it will become really soft when I spray it with the water, and then the water dries out and the paper become really hard. So the flowers you make, they will keep that shape for really long. Look, I try to squeeze it. It's really hard. So they will keep that shape. So I will start with adding a color, and because the ink I'm using is not waterproof, and I will be spraying it in with the water in a second, you just have to remember that ink will move slightly on your paper. Okay, if you want to stay it in place, you would have to use waterproof inks. But do not bother. I'm just using ordinary ink, and any ink will work. So I like to color my flowers this way, that I color 3 petals and I leave 2 petals without the color. Then when I will be sticking it together, I will try to keep color on one side and have it white on the other side. Okay, so I've got this. I will also ink my leaf. Only on the edges. Actually, you can ink it all, but I will ink it only like that. Okay, and let me just wipe off the ink before I spray it with the water, because then my flowers will take the green. I will spray the leaf later, and okay, and then I'm spraying flowers first, just with the water on both sides, and I have to leave them for a few seconds so they will become soft. The paper. So lots of people asking me about the dyes. I am in the middle of making my website. It will be www.ladyedesign.com. It's not ready yet, but if you would like to buy the dies, I sell them on eBay. My eBay store is called Lady Design, and also in few stores around the world. And if you go to my Facebook profile, which I will link here as well, Emilia Sieradzan Lady E, you can then check where the dies are available. So it is soft now, I think. Yes, it is. So what I'm doing, I'm just taking the layer and will bend the each top of each petal. Just bend it, because the paper is really soft now. I'm just starting from the side and go round to the side. Just bend the edges. And you have to repeat it for all 4 layers and for each petal. If you do not want your color to move at all, you would have to, because even with your fingers, you know, when you're touching the pink first and then white, you can leave a little bit of pink on white. So you would have to do maybe white first, all white petals, and then all pink, but I'm not going to do that, okay? A little bit of color here and there, it's fine. So just bending, I hope you can see it well, just bending the edges of each petal. I'm sorry for the noise. I have building works going on outside. It's all year this year, unfortunately, and yeah, so it is noisy. I have my window closed, but it's still, I can still hear it. So the same for that and for the next layer, bending the edges. Paper will stay soft for a few minutes, then the water dries out, and yeah, it becomes really hard. Okay, so that's the first step. Then I will take my sponge. Yes, I had it somewhere. Give me a second. It's rather foam pad than the sponge, so this is not very soft one. It's like, you can see, it's not very soft, and I found it really good. So I will just wipe the water, and now when I have bent all the edges, I will just place the ball in the middle of each petal and will just press into that foam pad. Actually, I will take the smaller size. So you can see the petals comes up and in the middle, and we've got one layer ready. So it's not much shaping, just bend the petals and then press into the foam pad, and we've got another one, and the same with the little ones. Just once will be enough, because then I will just do it a little bit more later, okay? If you want the flower more like wrinkled, you could also squeeze it a little bit. Then I'm not going to do it now. Then fold and then press. Okay, I'm not. I will not be doing it in that video, but you can do that. And I'm going to use the cones, which I got from Oyster Paper Crafts, and this is the eCraft company, and this is like 50 for £3, so these are really cheap. You can make you can use the kitchen foil to create the cone, and I'm just trimming the stamen off. So I've got that, which will go in the middle of my rose. So I'm just adding dot over glue, sticking that in the center, and with the first petal I will try to hide the top of my cone. So I'm just adding a glue quite near the top, and with first petal I will just try to, you can see, oh, I added too much glue, so just take it off. Just go around that cone to cover it, and then I will take opposite petal and do the same, just not adding the glue so near the top now. And because the paper is still quite warm, quite soft, we can bend the edge here. It will be soft for a few more minutes. Okay, then I will be going round and round, sticking on the petals. So I will, before that, I will just press them again into the foam, and now I will be adding a glue only very near the bottom, on the bottom of the flower, and with that finger or this one I will just secure it for a few seconds, bend the edges again. Okay, because the paper is still a bit wet, that's why I'm not I'm securing each petal with my finger, so wait for glue to catch. Yeah, and then last one from the first layer, and this is the first layer. Okay, and then I'm going to take another little layer, add a glue in the middle, and I will try to keep pink on one side. So I'm just sticking that in the center, and again I will just bend the edges one more time. I'm adding the glue only near the bottom and securing with my finger for a few seconds, and I will go around and repeat that for each petal. So it's not much work here. You can just bend the edge of the petal again, but the paper is still very, very soft. Adding a dot of a glue, and just, you can see that the petals are overlapping slightly, but this layer is not very, very tight. Okay, so just overlapping slightly. And last petal in that layer. I'm just holding it because the paper is still quite wet, so it's not, you know, gluing so easily. So we've got the very little rose now. We could stop here, but I would like to add more layers. Okay, so I'm adding first bigger layer. I will just bend it one more time. Probably I just watered it a bit too much because it's still very soft. Okay, adding a glue in the center, and then again keeping the pink on the left, white on the right. I try not to overlap the petals with the previous layer, and again here adding a dot of a glue near the bottom and securing with my finger for a few seconds, and just going round and adding it. Add very little glue, because just to be sure that it's all stick together, because you don't want the glue to go up too much so you do not see it. Okay, I'm just holding it from the bottom, and the last one. So we've got the third layer, and again you could stop here or you can add one more layer. depend on the size of the rose you want. So that's the third layer, and I'm just adding the last one. So maybe just fold it, and with the last one it's very easy because I only add quite a lot of a glue in the center. Okay, and I will just stick my flower on. Oh, let me just go this way. I think that's better. Okay, so the paper is still quite soft, but my flower is ready, and I will create a leaf now. I just love it. It's so easy and so pretty. So I will spray that with the water. I mean, you can leave it without the leaf, but I think the leaf will add that final touch. And then also you can use the glitter, obviously, if you want. I will not use it now, but I will find somewhere in a second. I had a flower with the glitter. So what I'm doing, I'm just squeezing the top of my leaf, each petal, just squeezing it together. And actually that's it. I'm not going to do anything more to it, and I will just add glue in the middle and will stick it to the flower. Okay, I will leave that for a second, and let me just find the flower with the the rose I had somewhere with the glitter. So I had the white one. I'm not sure if you will be able to see the glitter on it. Probably not. Maybe on that cream. Not sure if you can see, but there was a glitter here. So back to my flower, back to my rose. This is how it looks on both sides. I hope you like it, because it's for me it's just amazing. I could never make any paper flower which I liked. So this paper is really lovely, and I love the result because the flowers are very sturdy, and you know, they will keep that shape for very long. So I hope you will create similar flowers, and if you do, please share them and maybe tag me on the social media so I can see them. I want to thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Bye.